Healthy Rebel Radio is sponsored by the Healthy Rebel app. 300 plus secretly healthy, delicious, mouth-watering dessert and treat recipes made with all-natural, whole food ingredients. Now available for download on the App Store and Google Play. Find out more details at healthyrebel.com.
Welcome to Healthy Rebel Radio. I'm your host, Dr. David Dizer. I'm here with my Damien Healthy Rebel co-founder, Amy Lane. Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we're talking pregnancy cravings.
Woo!
Woo! I mean, it doesn't really just apply to pregnancy. I mean, these solutions that you've written about last week can be applied to everyday life as well.
Well, that's one of the things that I found really interesting now being in my 8th month of pregnancy is that for me, and I was shocked by this because I do come from, a compulsive or emotional eating background, that my cravings haven't been that wild, and I'm shocked at how in control they've been, or how generally they've just been what I would crave, maybe once in a while amped up a little, from two factors I find. From, obviously, I am more hungry than I usually am in normal life. But the other thing is that like what I can do is limited.
Right.
Like in my experiences, like what I like to do for fun, because my feet have been sore. So my activities are kind of been slowed down a bit. What I like to do is slowed down a bit. Going out to dinner and that kind of stuff. Like it's either like I'm hot or I'm tired. Like things have kind of slowed down a bit. So the options are a little less, so there's a little more time to be like, well, maybe ice cream would make this better,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But, the idea we get from TV and movies where it's like you have a lobotomy and you become possessed when you're pregnant, like you become this different ravenous being where you're waking your husband up in the middle of the night and like, go get me something. I mean, that has never even come close to being true. So I feel like it's either a latent thing that's going on with some people, or they've kind of been told this is how it's going to go. Mm-hmm. But I've found that you still have choice. Like, you're still you're still, in control of what you put in your mouth.
It's true. You still have choice. And then when I look at the way that you start your list, you talk about these solutions for pasta, ice cream, chocolate, and so much more. These are the guys that I crave. I mean, this is...
Yeah, and I mean, these are the things that I, crave normally, except for I'm just not as hungry normally as what I am now. Mm-hmm. So I find that there's more time to want these things, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And like I said, some things have slowed down for me, so I have more opportunity where I'm like, maybe pasta would make this cooler. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've found ways to... One of the biggest things with me with pregnancy is like, things can be uncomfortable, things can be hot, there are negative things you can focus on. I could focus on the fact that my feet get sore after a couple hours, or, my workouts have slowed down, or, like, I'm sitting here right now and I'm just, like, boiling,
It's really warm, yeah.
I could focus on all that, or I could focus on what a miracle this is, and a blessing that I can do this, and, this is denied to many, I have many people in my life that I love that I've either had, trouble getting pregnant, staying pregnant. Like, it's a blessing. And if you stay focused on the blessing instead of the challenges, I feel like it shifts everything. It takes you out of, it takes me into nourishment, instead of, like, eating junk. Like, I don't want to burden this little infant with a bunch of crap. I just don't. Like, I think of her little system, and I think of her digesting, and I try to picture her as, like, a 2-year-old, and I think, well, would I allow her to eat what I'm about to eat? Mm-hmm. And if the answer is no, it'd make me sad, like if she ate these things, then I try not to eat them myself. So
it's a pretty good rule.
In the realm of, like, processed things, I've had one treat per trimester. Yeah. Like, as in store-bought. Mm-hmm. So, and that for me was the new... I think it's by Soy Delicious, but it's actually...
So Nice, is it not?
Soy Nice or Soy Delicious, one of those, but it's not soy, it's actually cashew.
Yeah.
cashew ice cream.
Cashew ice cream. Oh, it's so delicious.
And we've split a pint of that at each trimester.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the first trimester I ate it by myself.
Yeah.
It's not a pint, it's like 500 mils. Yeah. It's still a lot. But
and then the rest of the time, it's just been things that you make at home.
Right. So I've had, yeah.
Well, let's go through them. I mean, right now, you've got this, your body needs extra calories. It's looking for energy, right?
Yes.
And when you're working out, you're on a weight loss journey, when you're in that side of things, when you start something new, your body's looking for energy. And oftentimes, sugar cravings will come up, whether they be after workouts or after a really long day.
Especially if you're coming from a background of not eating super clean.
It's true.
One thing I'm really grateful for about how this surprise pregnancy did happen is that I was just in such an amazing place with cravings.
Yeah, I mean, the timing was
couldn't
really
have been
great.
better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hadn't had junk food in so long. Like, I hadn't had anything processed. I hadn't had anything. I mean, I was probably the purest, cleanest, healthiest I'd been. Like, I was at a peak. And then this just happened.
Right. So when it comes to these energy cravings and you're looking for sugar, I mean, right now it's really hot. And you've got this you're more hungry. So what you usually turn to is smoothies.
Yes.
So this is a great way to satisfy, you want to cool down, but you also want to get something that's sweet, that's delicious, but also has some nutrient density.
It has to hit those three things for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I also used this in the first trimester because I wasn't hungry and everything made me feel disgusting.
Right.
But at the same time, I had this overwhelming guilt of, oh my God, I'm not feeding my baby.
Mm-hmm.
So pouring as much nutrients into these smoothies, and it didn't matter in the first trimester. Sometimes I make a smoothie in the morning and I put it back in the fridge 3 to 4 times during the day just to get through it because I was so nauseated, but I would sip on it all day, and just the peace of mind knowing the nutrients and the protein and the fiber and all the vitamins, nutrients, healthy fats that you're providing for your baby is just amazing. Now it's just like they're like fuel. It's like now it's like I love it in the mid morning or mid afternoon, and there's just so much selection. I go with whatever's looking delicious at the store, and then I come back and I just base one of my recipes off the blog.
Exactly.
Pour the nutrients in. It's been awesome.
So good. Now, what I like about this is that when you're having a craving for whatever, it doesn't really matter. You can make a smoothie. You can put pretty much anything in there. You could put protein powder, you could do a nut butter, you could do an avocado, you can do all these different things before you give in or before you go for that treat if it's not treat day.
I do it all the time. So I'll be craving, like in my mind I'll think multiple times for me, like a white chocolate thing has come up. I have not in the last 8 months had white chocolate. I haven't in the last, I'd say, year and a half had white chocolate.
You're an excellent quitter, and this is one of those things.
Yeah, and the further I get from it, the less I want it. Anyway, I've thought about it a lot, and I've thought, okay, like, it's very easy for me. I have a natural market that has the chocolate I want literally downstairs in my condo building. But first I'll have a fruit smoothie, and then the sweetness, the nourishment, the craving's gone.
Mm-hmm. You get full, too.
You're full, and then you're more rational, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to just pour sugar on top of this.
Yeah.
And again, I picture my little 2-year-old sitting there eating a white chocolate bar, and I think, well, no, I don't think.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe a little watermelon,
Yeah, maybe a little watermelon refresher.
Yeah.
On this same side of things, the craving for ice cream comes up a lot in pregnancy, but it comes up a lot, I mean, just in summer for everyone. A lot of patients I talk to keep ice cream in their freezer and have some like every day.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, certain people in my family, that was what they did. You know what I mean? Like, it was
at the end of the day.
It's very common.
Yeah.
So you have done tons of different ice cream choices on the blog. Tell me about the idea for these guys and what the difference is between these ice cream choices and the ones at the store. And
there were months where I wanted ice cream every single day. So instead of having ice cream in my freezer, I have two very simple things. I always have frozen mango chunks, and I always have frozen strawberries. And sometimes I have frozen strawberry banana combination. Boom. Ice cream. And you can have it every single day if you want to. Mm. And so I just use these 2 recipes. And one is the mango cotton candy. And the other is like a strawberry cheesecake or strawberry banana cheesecake. And they're to die for. And they're so easy. And there are a few ingredients. And you can also add protein powder to these to round them out if you want.
You're often doing that for me. And I don't even notice the taste. It doesn't, in this situation with the ice cream, it doesn't really matter too much which type of protein powder you get because
I really like, but my tastes are a little heightened. Okay. So I have had ones I don't like right now. The one that I find goes with everything right now and does not offend me and does not taste gross at all is the Vanilla Sun Warrior. Like, I don't know, it's a blend.
The blend, yeah.
Because I don't like relying on one source too often. I like to switch it up so that I don't become sensitive to anything. I really love it. Mm-hmm. And it tastes great and everything. And this is not sponsored. They do not send me free products. They do not ask. I used to be affiliated with them, but I'm not anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a great protein powder. And I know you put it in a lot of things that I eat and I never notice it.
Yeah, I do it all the time. To you. To get a little nourishment in you. Yeah. But this ice cream thing, this is what I'm eating. This is what I'm doing. And you can feel great about it. Mm-hmm. And it's so simple. It's 5 ingredients. The things you have in your house. You don't have to add any added sugar. It's perfect.
I'm posting this link, by the way. The link where all the recipes are listed. It's in the show notes here. And you can just go and you can see which recipes you're talking about.
Exactly. We won't get into too many details. They can just go check it out.
No, so for the ice cream cravings, these 2 guys, and you can switch them up too. You can do basically whatever frozen fruit you want in these, as long as you follow the other few ingredients.
And there's a bunch of ideas on the blog, but this is what I've felt great about.
Do you need a food processor for this?
That or the Vitamax.
Oh yes, okay. So rapid blender.
High power.
High power blender.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. The next one you have here is for salads. I don't know that people crave salads during pregnancy, do they?
I don't know about that, but
what would this be a replacement for, I guess, is my question.
A lot of food. Because like I said, I have been hungry the last few weeks. Mm-hmm. I went from dramatically not wanting anything to just give me all the food. So the best way to do that without going crazy, as long as you're getting enough nourishment, you have to know your body. If you're not getting enough nourishment, then loading up on salad is not a great idea. You need nourishment, so go for nourishment first, which would be the food density stuff, then salad later. But I have to say one caveat. A lot of people complain about constipation with pregnancy, which is partially because what's happening physiologically with our body. Our digestion is actually slowing down so that our baby can grab the nutrients. We're building a life, so that is part of it. But one of the biggest things I've found is because people eat like a crazy person. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter if you're pregnant or not, or, you already have this one little part against you. If you're not eating fiber or drinking high volumes of water, you're going to be constipated, pregnant, not pregnant, man, woman, doesn't matter. Child. So one of the things that I've just had no issue with generally is my digestion, because I've just focused on staying healthy. It's very important.
Oh, is it ever?
So, anyway, one of the things, I've been starving, so I do massive salads. So that means, I'm not talking about, a quarter cup of disgusting dressing. I'm talking, I load in as much crunch and flavor and kitchen sink type stuff as I can into these massive feeding trough salad bowls, and I eat it all and I don't care, and there's nothing to be concerned about.
No, it's so
because
true.
It's pure. As long as you stick to as long as you're not adding dairy, or you're not adding more dressing than what you normally would. I always stick with the same amount of dressing. If I need more flavor, I know it's not great for everyone, but I'll use a little hot sauce, or, it depends. Also, if you have low blood pressure and you can handle hot sauce, it really does help. That extra sodium while you're pregnant. Just a bit. You don't want to retain water, but for me, it's worked really well. I have salad dressings on the blog that are completely guilt-free, that you can use a half a cup if you want.
Right.
My red pepper Caesar dressing, the vegan one.
Mm-hmm.
I use a ton of that.
Yeah, you can use as much as you want.
The other thing I do is I'll make a big bowl of my hummus, one off the recipe. Mm-hmm. I'll use that as salad dressing.
Mm-hmm.
Add a protein. Makes you full out of fiber.
Definitely. So this is when you're feeling like you want to overeat. You want to go for that big maybe pasta meal, or you want to go to a restaurant and just eat everything. You make these few salads.
Yeah. And I use roasted chickpeas a lot. I use roasted kale a lot, and I use a ton of actual salad. So romaine or whatever you're in the mood for.
Right.
But 2 key things on the salads is I'll roast kale chips and I'll roast chickpeas. The crunchiness, the butterness, the kale chips that just add that extra crunch. It feels like there's chips going on. And then I always put something kind of sweet involved. Mm-hmm. And I'll cut up a pineapple or some apple. Just really simple. Add a little bit of sweet, a little bit of spice.
And we've been doing a bit of the antipasto lately as well.
You are so obsessed with it.
I'm obsessed.
It's not my thing per se, but for healthy fats, a few olives, great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice. So these massive salads, there's 3 or 4 here. They're excellent. The next category that comes up is this looking for things that are sweet and salty, or the combinations that you desire most. What are you going to snack on? What are you going to go for when it feels like it's not an ice cream time? It's not an overindulgence time. It's more of I need something.
So what I've been going for a lot is roasted chickpeas, kale chips, and fruit. Because I have this childhood fascination with candy. Mm-hmm. Now I haven't had candy in years.
Yeah, you've been really avoiding. That's a hard one.
And I love candy. I love candy, and I haven't had it for years. Because I know it's just junk. There's no point. So, I still crave that sweet and sour. So, I'll take certain fruits that are in season. I'll put lemon over them. Sweet and sour candy. Boom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something I never even thought of. I was drizzling the lemon over fruit.
I love it.
Yeah, you really like that. Now, when it comes to roasting beans, the great thing about it is you can make it taste like whatever you want. And
that's the thing. I have had I just make whatever flavor chip I want. Mm-hmm. I just make it into chickpeas or kale chips, and It's just so easy and it's so satisfying. And not only are you hitting those cravings, you're becoming full, and you're full on nutrients that you're actually providing your baby. You can feel so great about that.
Yeah, I guess whether it's you're roasting kale chips or you're roasting chickpeas, you can make them salt and vinegar, you can put spices on them, you can...
I have a sriracha and lime I love. Once in a while I'll do roasted maple, sweet and salty.
Yeah, those are good.
Oh my god, the candy!
And the good thing is as well with those guys, you can make a lot and you can keep them in the fridge and you don't have to eat all of them at once.
I put them in a bowl and just keep them on the counter. Mm-hmm. And
I like them when they get harder too.
Yeah, for sure, to dry them out a little more.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have every single day is hummus. I have it either as a salad dressing or I have it in lettuce wraps and just a ton of vegetables. I use it for everything. Mm-hmm. I use it as pasta sauce. I use it as everything. I love hummus. It's the easiest, cool you down, make you feel full, easy way to load in vegetables. Just cut up every vegetable and fruit you have.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When we were younger, it was the quick to grab veggies. It was always you dip them in the sauce or whatever they come with at the store, ranch dressing or yogurt even. But for the last few years, we've just had hummus constantly around, and you can eat as much veggies as you want with it.
Yeah, and when I make it, I make a huge batch. I think that's one of the things with a healthy lifestyle people complain about. Well, I don't have time. Yeah, you do. When you cook anything, make it like you're cooking for an army. Mm-hmm. That's what I do.
Yeah, right now in the fridge there's rice and beans that for the next 4 days I think there's enough there.
When I make something, I make a ton. So then last night I was starving and we had a really long day and I was on my feet all day and I just couldn't make another meal. Mm-hmm. I had hummus. I had nori seaweed wraps. I had some lentils and rice. I had apple and veggies, and I just took it all and put it in these nori wraps and ate it. Mm-hmm. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Right?
It's perfect. Now, people are going to say, I am starving and I'm tired of salads. What do I need pasta. I need some whole wheat pasta. I need some, French fries, potatoes. What do I do?
Well, there's nothing to feel guilty about if you want whatever you want. Mm-hmm. This isn't about shaming.
Not at all.
I'm just providing, if you have the impulse to be as healthy as humanly possible, and to whatever scale that is for you in your life. You use these tips to the percentage that works for you. But for me, once in a while brown rice pasta is fine, but it tends to, I couldn't eat it every day. Slows me down. It makes me retain water weight. It's just not something I can have every single day. So what I love is spaghetti squash.
I mean, it's delicious. It's super good for you.
You can dress it.
Easy to make, too.
So easy. And you can dress it any way you want, and it takes on whatever pasta. Now, I have like a vegan spin on spaghetti and meatballs, but it's like a summer spin, and it's light, and it's nice, and it's using falafels and roasted tomatoes instead of... And I've done the open-faced sandwich that way. I've done the pasta that way. Highly recommend both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great way to feel like you're getting pasta without actually consuming.
Yeah.
Especially white pasta. Please stay away from white pasta.
So the other thing I've been craving a lot is like breads. But again, it's one of those things that slows down my digestion. And where I know my digestion is already slowed down and people complain about constipation. Constipation can lead to hemorrhoids. Like, it's like a slippery slope when you're pregnant. So I've just haven't gone deep into the bread since getting over the first trimester. So what I've been using instead is sweet potato slices.
This is a great tip. I'm obsessed with it.
You're more obsessed. I use the oven to do mine, and I have a great recipe for vegan grilled cheese sweet potato sandwiches. David uses the toaster. Mm-hmm. He does 2 rounds of thin, puts it down twice, of a thinly cut sweet potato, and he has them for breakfast in the morning with avocado and whatever else he's having.
Yeah, our toaster, the max dial is the 7, which I think is 7 minutes. So basically it takes 14 minutes. It's not perfect. It's not like when you bake them. When you bake them for half an hour, it's awesome. But you can toast it twice, so 14 minutes. That's how long it takes me to boil eggs. Right. So by the time that's done, I've got sliced sweet potato with eggs. It's perfect. But yeah, as a sandwich, it's excellent. Right. Using sweet potato as the bun instead of actually doing the grains. I noticed on here as well, you've got the portobello mushroom burger recipe.
Just stuffed portobello, balsamic mushrooms, delicious. Oh my god, and one of my favorite recipes is the pulled cauliflower, aka faux pulled pork, vegan pulled pork. If you want something sweet, super filling, and you can dress it up in, cabbage wraps, lettuce wraps. You can have it on a sandwich. You can have it on the sweet potato slices if you want. Mm-hmm. Delish. Unbelievably delicious. It's
a great way to get lots of cauliflower in. But it also tastes so good.
So good.
I love it.
So filling.
You've got the roasted cauliflower on here as well.
It's so easy to do. It's one of those things you just do up, pop it in your oven, let it go. Sweet potato fries, ton of nourishment in there for your baby. And if you do the avocado dipping sauce, more nourishment for baby. Mm-hmm. Love it. It's delicious. Everybody wins.
I love it.
Yeah.
Finally, let's talk about what you do for desserts and treats. This is not just for pregnancy. This is literally on the blog. I mean, you focus heavily on this, obviously, because your recipes are awesome substitutions for so many of the bad treats that you can be consuming.
Yeah, because
high sugar.
One of the main things when I decided I wanted to be quote-unquote healthier, get skinnier, however you want to put it, I wanted it all, was people told me you can't have treats anymore. Well, I am rebellious in nature, and if you tell me I can't do something, mm-hmm. I'm going to stick my heels in. Yeah. And I love treats, so I'm never not going to have them, but I'm also going to look amazing, and I'm going to feel amazing. So that's what I set out, and I did, and that's why it's so heavy on treats, because I love treats. And no one's going to stop me.
And it's an excellent resource, because the whole point of what we do here at Damien Health is we want literally the lifestyle to be the key point here. You can live healthy, you can have a well-rounded lifestyle, and still feel quote-unquote normal.
And one thing I keep saying is I haven't had treats in long periods of time. Or over a year and a half or whatever.
But you're talking.
But I do have treats off the blog. I'm talking about packaged stuff.
You're talking about the Kindle, is it called Kindle? I'm talking about anything off a shelf. Mm-hmm, right.
How I live is actually my website. That's actually how I live. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean when I say that. Anyway.
Your favorites.
Yes.
Let's go through some of them. First, you've got the magical super chocolatey fudgesicle.
super filling, super nourishing. Like, there's hidden delicious nutrients in those. I am obsessed with those fudgesicles. The other thing that I've only had it once because it is so decadent and I can't have it in my house, is the Oreo mint fudge slices.
I've only had it once, but it's, so like, good.
Once since I've been pregnant.
Right.
Over the years, I've dabbled quite a bit. It's one of my favorite because it's mint, it's fudgy, it's chocolate. I love it.
Yeah, if you're craving chocolate, I mean, this is the way to go.
Where I go.
And this next one, I mean, a lot of people crave caramel.
Yeah, and I crave caramel. This is something I could eat every day if it had positive.
This is the Snickers ice cream bites.
It's called the best. It's the one that I've perfected since 2008. If you're craving caramel cheesecake, my favorite cheesecake is on there. And then if you're craving chocolate chip cookies, I have a really healthy 3-ingredient, ridiculously simple cookie that is to die for, that you can feel good about eating.
Yeah, so good. So basically, substitutions for every possible craving that you can have.
And I mean, there's literally thousands of options on the blog. These are things that just I love, I've been using, which just have rang true for me. Everyone's very individualized, so this is just a guide for you to check out if you are pregnant or if you're just having major cravings.
I was going to say the only one that we didn't really cover was cravings for chips, but that's the kale chips and the.
I use chickpeas for chips.
Yeah, the crunchy chickpeas, same exact thing.
I mean, you could use sweet potatoes.
Yes,
for fries too.
Definitely.
Yeah,
those are good substitutions for that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That's Healthy Rebel Radio for today. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.
See you.
Healthy Rebel Radio is presented by the online health and wellness center, DamieHealth.com. Since 2009, Amy Lane has successfully coached thousands of women through her signature program, the Bikini Body Program. Join today to work exclusively with Amy to unveil your greatest yet to be from the inside out. Go to DamieHealth.com for more information.
Thank you for listening to Healthy Rebel Radio. Please connect with us on our community pages on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram, all at the handle @DamieHealth. For weekly recipes, articles, and all our episodes straight to your inbox, join our newsletter at DamieHealth.com. You can find all the links discussed in today's episode in the show notes. Thank you for joining us, and see you tomorrow.